You know that feeling? You're in a high-pressure sale, and you can just feel yourself being expertly guided towards a decision you probably weren't planning to make. Well, that's not just luck or some kind of natural talent. More often than not, it's a highly engineered system, a playbook, and it's designed for one specific outcome.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're listening to a pitch, and the whole conversation is being steered, pushed in a very specific direction. And suddenly, there's this intense pressure to decide, like, right now. So, how do they do it?
Your first thought is probably, wow, this person is just a natural. They've got that charisma, that gift of gab. And look, a great personality for sure helps.
But what if I told you it's less about raw talent and way more about a script? After digging into some internal training documents for home improvement sales, it turns out the real secret isn't charm at all. It's a meticulously crafted playbook.
So today, that's what we're going to do. We're cracking open that playbook. We're going to walk through the system step by step. And the goal here isn't to judge it, but just to pull back the curtain and really understand the mechanics of how a sale like this is built, from that first minute to the final close. All right, so phase 1, setting the stage. The whole process really kicks off the second they walk through the door. And these 4 steps, they have nothing to do with the product. It's all about establishing 2 critical things: control of the conversation and making sure they're talking to someone who can actually buy today.
So before a single product feature is even mentioned, the playbook demands that the salesperson qualifies the buyer. Are all the homeowners here? Are all the decision makers in the room? Is there a verifiable income? If the answer to any of these is no, the script says to stop and reschedule. It's pure efficiency. They are there for one thing and one thing only: to get a deal done in this one visit.
Okay, check this out. This is a brilliant little piece of psychology from the playbook. Salespeople are trained explicitly to frame any defect, a cracked shingle, a tiny leak, as a problem, never an issue. And the logic is just so simple. Issues are things you can push off, you can deal with them later. But problems demand a solution right now. It's a really subtle but super powerful way to manufacture urgency from the get-go. Now listen to a line like this. On the surface, it sounds like just casual chatter, building a little rapport, but the playbook shows its real purpose. It's all about neutralizing a future objection. See, by getting you to agree that you love your home and you're not going anywhere, it makes it much, much harder for you to later say, well, we need to think about it because we might move. The salesperson can just circle back and say, wait, I thought you said it'd take a stick of dynamite to get you out. What changed? So once that stage is set, the next phase is all about building a completely airtight case for the sale. Every single step from here on out is engineered to just systematically dismantle the most common reasons a customer might say no. For example, to kill that classic objection, I need to do more research. The playbook just unleashes a flood of credibility markers. The goal is to overwhelm you with so much proof, years in business, industry awards, thousands of installs, that asking for time to do research just feels, it feels unreasonable. In fact, the script requires the salesperson to get you to verbally agree twice that you have no reservations about the company's quality before they can even move on. And what about handling the price? Well, the playbook avoids talking about a single high cost. Instead, they frame it as cost versus cost. They'll compare the one-time investment in their permanent premium product against the repeating cost of replacing a cheaper one over and over again. All of a sudden, the really expensive option is reframed as the smarter, more financially sound choice for the long haul. Now, this moment right here is absolutely pivotal. It's called the pre-close. Before any numbers are ever revealed, the salesperson asks this exact if-then question. And it is such a powerful move, because if the customer says yes, they've just implicitly agreed that they want the company, they want the product, and they want to do it now. The entire complex decision has been skillfully boiled down to just one single variable, making that payment comfortable. And that brings us to the climax of the pitch, the price presentation. But this isn't just about throwing a number out there. Oh no. This is a carefully choreographed performance, and it's designed specifically to manage that sticker shock and rebuild the value of the product in your mind. So the customer has basically agreed to the whole idea, if the price is right.
But before any discounts are even mentioned, the playbook mandates this super rigid 4-step script. Its only job is to rebuild the product's value. The sequence is always the same: add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So in the ADD step, the salesperson just lists all the tangible features you're getting, the premium materials, the warranty. Then in the multiply step, they stack all the intangible benefits on top of that: the peace of mind, the energy savings, the bump in your home's value. The whole goal is just to make the total package feel absolutely, overwhelmingly valuable. And then comes the subtract step. And this is a brilliant psychological trap. After listing all those amazing benefits, the salesperson just looks at you and asks, "So, which of these would you be willing to give up to get a lower price?" And of course the answer is none of them. You want all of it. And this forces you to admit that your only real objection is the total price, which is exactly where the salesperson wants you to be. The final move in this sequence is divide. They take that big, intimidating total cost and they just break it down into a tiny, non-threatening daily number. All of a sudden, a $30,000 project becomes just $8.33 a day, literally the cost of a coffee and a snack. It completely reframes the investment, minimizing the sticker shock and making it feel way more manageable, almost trivial. Now, if there's still some hesitation after all that, the playbook calls for one last visual tool: the pie close. The salesperson will physically draw a pie chart and get the customer to agree to each piece one by one. You agree you need this, right? Yes. You trust our company? Yes. You want this specific system? Yes. Each yes just eats up another slice of the pie until only one piece is left: the total price. It visually isolates money as the single, final hurdle to overcome. See, you might be wondering, why is this system so incredibly rigid? Why can't a salesperson with a great personality just, wing it? Well, the training materials make it very clear. There's a culture here where sticking to the playbook isn't just encouraged, it's demanded. This quote right here from the training materials, it captures the whole philosophy perfectly. The playbook is the rules of the game, and if you deviate from it, you're basically bringing the wrong equipment to the Super Bowl. It's not seen as being creative. It's seen as a one-way ticket to failure. And to really hammer this point home, the training tells this cautionary tale about a new hire, an ex-cop with a fantastic personality. His first week with a trainer, he sells 300 grand. Goes solo, sells another 150 grand. But then he gets cocky. He starts to wing it. For the next 5 weeks, his sales were 0. By week 8, he was fired. The moral they pound into every new hire is crystal clear: personality doesn't close deals. The system does. This entire philosophy is just baked into what the company calls the closer's creed. It's the mantra every single salesperson has to live by. It's a philosophy of absolute relentless persistence. You run every step of the playbook every single time until you either get the sale or you get kicked out trying. So from manufacturing urgency right at the beginning to the really intricate psychology of price at the end, you can see just how meticulously structured these high-stakes sales really are. It's a fascinating look behind the curtain. And it kind of makes you wonder, now that you've seen the whole system, what part of it do you recognize most from your own life?